Hello everybody and welcome back to Memoriapolis, where we have largely gotten our resources established for this era, but what we have not done at this point is dealt with our worker shortage. We have a very significant worker shortage here, and we would like to get that dealt with. So we want to unpause these, but we specifically want to unpause the ones that are already rebuilt, right? So if we look at this, we can see we need some clay for that. This out over here we need... Actually, we can get this repaired right now. We may as well. It's paused, but we may as well get it going. And then this guy here, yeah, we need a fair amount for both of those. So that's all understood. And we've got this paused up over here, this brickwork. So this we should definitely resume right now. So let's get that back online. Excellent. So for the time being, this is all fine. However, I did notice at the very end of last episode, like after I finished recording, I noticed that we have a net loss of food right now. So that is absolutely noted. That means that we're going to need to unpause this. This is going to be 6 workers and 0 workers for the fields. Okay, so this is just a level 1 farm, so we'll get that going. And now, this up over here just paused. I don't know why. Okay, so our visit is completed, and of course we missed this coin, which we are not surprised about. Our population satisfaction is low, and this is just because we're really, really short on workers. So that is absolutely understood. So this farm down over here is working on production. We're going to see what we end up getting out of that once that gets brought up to scratch. For now, that's reasonably okay. So we need a lot more workers to put in over here. And overall, the next one is going to be, let's see, that's 20 workers here. This is 19 workers. Okay, so that'll be fine. We're going to need to get this back active, which we can do right now, actually. We got a bunch of workers from something. I don't know where, but beautiful. We'll absolutely take that. And then this is going to need to come active. We'll have the workers very, very shortly. So we'll get that going right now. And then we need 23 workers here, and then we need to repair both of these. So at this point, we need a fair amount of resources to get that one done. This, we need some stone and some clay. Okay, so we're going to get this one done soon enough. That'll be fine. What is our next upgrade up over here? 5,000? Okay, noted. So that's okay for now. We do have a lot of blueprints on hand, but there's no point in spending them at this moment because we just do not have the workers to get that done. So we need to work through our worker deficit, which means not building new buildings if we can at all help it. We'll see if we get any missions up here to build any, but hopefully not for the moment. So 23 workers here, that'll be fine. And the effects of this building are degraded. We need 1208. And we're getting 17 per cycle. Okay. So that's absolutely fine for now. This quarry is quarrying away, and that seems good. Now, up over here, we do have this quarry up here, which we upgraded to a level 2, and that is currently also working on clay. That seems fine for right now. So we're up to 20 workers. We need 23 to resume the Ludus Magnus. Okay. So let's get that done now. Excellent. And then we need to get these back online, right? So this is going to be 22 workers and 28 workers. Mostly we need clay here, and then up over here we're going to need clay, stone, we're going to need some cut stones and tiles. So we'll work on building up our cut stones and our tiles. Those are a little bit slow to build up, so we're not in too big of a rush to get this back. For the moment, this seems fine. We're back to positive in food. We do not need to get this farm up to level 2 yet. This is not a thing that is necessary. So that looks good. Okay, so that is still working on expanding on up. Fantastic. So we're at just 12 workers available right now. We definitely need to work up our worker count. That is absolutely the top priority. And let's get these back online as soon as we can. So expanding the territory down here, yes, seems fine. As you can see here, we're struggling with our satisfactions, particularly health and safety. Those are really, actually everything is lagging behind at this moment. This is just a matter of we don't have enough workers to build buildings. That's all that is. So that's understood. We definitely want to get some satisfaction going here. These guys want us to build a dungeon within the next 30 turns. We've already got one. It will provide some safety and some esteem, but that would be 96 workers. Okay. I really wish that this cost of construction included the worker cost. I don't care about the other resources, to be honest. Those are fine. Absolutely fine. But let's see what we've got here. So I don't actually care about this cost reduction because the thing that's actually important is the workers, right? So we need to get a guild online, but we need to get these replenished first. So we just need to get through our worker deficit right now. Faction installation, the Brotherhood of Flagellants. Okay. We'll accept that for now. Everybody's welcome for the moment, and we are going to say no taxes. No taxes for anyone. We don't need to tax them, so that's absolutely fine. So we're up to 40 workers at this moment, and we've only got 16, 15 turns on this. I think that we probably should get this replenished. That's our next mission here. I'm not going to unpause these until they're replenished, I feel like. So there's that. We're at 1210 clay, and in order to restore this, we need 1264. Okay. So that's how... We'll have enough clay very shortly. This, I think we're just going to say, you know what? We don't need to do that. But we absolutely do need to get more of these satisfactions up. We need a lot of workers to do that. So one thing I'm thinking is that these ancient era cultural buildings over here, they produce 157 and 67, right? So then if we go in here and we see this, it's about double. So really, in theory, since we have a worker shortage, what we should be thinking about doing is demolishing these buildings and replacing them with the medieval era buildings. Because the medieval era buildings are about twice as efficient. So we can start working our way through that. If we go into... Can we see our... Not in here, perhaps. If we go into here, in the older period, can we see how many of these are built? No. Okay. So that's understood. So these mobilize 17 workers. That would actually make our worker shortage worse. Because if we think about this on a per worker basis, so this mobilizes 17 workers, right? So let's base it off of the bigger number here. So 157 divided by 17, that's about 9.24 per worker. But if we look at these guys, that's about 360, but they mobilize between 90 and 100 workers. So 360 divided by 90, that's 4. That's about half, a little under half of the worker efficiency. With workers being our primary issue, we should not be thinking about demolishing these. Okay. So that's good to know. No doubt about that. So that means that repairing this is a big deal. Let's get that going. And we're going to unpause that as soon as that's done. So that'll be fine. This up over here, we're going to need a fair amount more cut stones and tiles. It's going to take time to get that. It's going to take time to get the clay as well. So we'll just let that be for the moment. And this is going to expire. That's understood. So for now, that's fine. And yeah, we're still at plus 16, plus 15.6. So we're going to need to upgrade this to a level 2 farm eventually. This is only 15 workers. We may want to do that right now. So let's do that at this moment. We're up to 51 workers in stock at the moment. So that seems reasonably fine. But yeah, workers are absolutely our biggest constraint at the moment. But we're just about through our deficit of workers. So that is very, very good. Okay, so this is now done. We need to resume this. And then this over here is 28 workers. So we can resume that, which I will do. That puts us back into decent satisfaction territory. But this does need to get repaired. This is a long ways away from being repaired. So we could buy the tiles and stones. That'd be about 100 stones and about 100 tiles. We can't quite get that much. Noted. We could get 50 and 50. Okay, let's see here. 62, 61, and okay, this is the best we could do. So 50 and 60. So that will definitely add in some, that'll add in some speed there. I like it. And then we could trade it for some, like, bricks. So, like, 150, 180, 300 bricks? Sure. This will be net positive for us. So we can do something along the lines of that. Okay. So that will bump us up on our tiles and our cut stones. It's not enough to repair this. That's understood. We will get there eventually. That will make this faster. But we need the clay anyway, right? So that's reasonably fine. So we're at 24 workers right now. I'd like to get one of these that we have none of at the moment built. So that's 108 workers. And that's actually kind of it for right now. So we could build a guild at 108 workers. That's noted. But we need a lot of workers for that, right? So we will get those soon enough. Creative minds, yeah. So let's check in here, and we can see we are now at about the intermediary evaluation point. So I think we've caught up a little bit there. We need some more building points. We need to get buildings built, right? So that's absolutely understood. Workers are, again, the big shortage right now. We need large amounts of workers. So, to that end, I'm interested in maybe unlocking politics. So that would be the House of Grievances. Where do we go for that? Have we got that yet? Well, there's the library here. Use the know-how provided by buildings. That seems like something that we should probably get. So we're going to need 112 workers for that, and that's a lot of satisfactions as well. Okay, so that seems... So no major issue there other than, you know, needing a lot of workers. So we'll just let this proceed for the moment. They represent around a third of our city's population. Okay, noted. And again, if we want to upgrade this, all we really need for this is 5,000 population. So we're going to be able to go to the medieval fortress fairly soon. That'll unlock the public square, as well as giving us access to precious stones. Okay, so that seems relatively fine for now. We're at least through our worker deficit, and we're now looking to expand a little bit. And one thing we might want to think about is something like up over here. I don't know. That would cost workers, and I'm loath to spend anything that will cost us more workers. We'll see. So we're at 564 clay at this moment, and our number of tiles is getting close. 391 and 315. Okay. We could actually do another trade with these guys, and that would be another 50 and 50 here. And then we would probably trade in, like, 150 of this, and then, like, 100 of this. That would be net positive. Okay, so we'll do that. That'll be fine. And then that means that we have what we need over here, and we're just waiting on clay. So that looks good for the moment. And our next goal, of course, is to build the library. So the library provides attraction. Okay. So I'm thinking about putting that somewhere out over here. Maybe going up this direction. Just looking at where we could possibly go. So that would definitely be potentially up this way. Cool. Well, we might be a little bit blocked by the woods over here. It's fine. So that's absolutely okay for the moment. And we're up to 71 workers. Is this costing us workers? I don't think so. Okay. So that seems fine for now. I would love to get this guy repaired, but we of course need almost 1,000 clay for that. So that's going to be a little while before that one's done. These guys want us to build a portus. It would be 50% cheaper, and that would be probably a cultural building that I don't think we have unlocked yet. That would be this guy. 122. Okay. We'll buy the blueprint for that. And I am interested in putting that in. But we need 122 workers to even get started on the building. I wish we could construct it in a paused state so we can construct it and then activate it once we have the workers. That would be a really, really nice thing. But alas, we cannot do that. Okay, spices trade. Sure. But yeah, these worker counts are insane. So that's definitely a thing. We're going to need 122 for that, but we also want to build the library, and the question is, which do we want to do first? Well, if we look at this dungeon, that doesn't give us any know-how, does it? It might. Okay, so if we look at, say, the ropery. Carding. Disturbances of production buildings minus 15%. Oh, okay. Yeah, we definitely want to get that library online. So that's certainly a thing to think about. The question is, do we actually care about that 50% resource reduction? Actually, kind of yes, because of the bricks. So we probably should make use of this. Yeah, so let's save up to 122 if we get that by the time this is over. We've only got 7 more cycles, and we need quite a lot of workers to get that. So this might not be possible. If this isn't possible, we will build a library instead. So 4, 3, 2. This is 112. Yeah, this isn't going to happen. Okay, that is not going to happen. So instead, we're going to put in the library, and this is fairly large. We could put it in up over here, and that is indeed what I'm going to do. So this is giving us creativity right now. So I would definitely like to get some of everything. What are we lowest on? Safety? It's kind of a weird thing for a library to give, but okay. We are lowest on safety at this moment. And then there's, of course, belonging and esteem, which we have higher caps on. I'm going to do the belonging and esteem for the moment. So we're going to get that going. That'll be fine. A whiff of disappointment, yeah. Sorry, we just don't have the workers. Okay, so if we want to restore this at this point, we still do need some tiles, because we just spent some tiles on building our library up here. So that's understood, but we need a lot of clay as well, and the number of tiles that we need is like 90. Okay, we could probably buy them. Yeah, I'm just going to, we don't need to do it right now. We can wait until the clay is ready to go, and then we'll have a larger number of tiles. So we'll see how many we need once we've got the clay. That'll be fine. So once we finish up this in 13 cycles, that will boost up our overall satisfactions. How are we doing at this point? Yeah, so our satisfactions have actually dropped down a little bit. Understood. And our building points are barely on time right now. This is all because of... We need more workers, is all there is to it. What's our current growth rate? 3 to 6? So that means because we get roughly we get roughly a third, that's like 1 to 2 workers per month, or rather per cycle. Understood. Well, we're going to be done with the library here in 4 months. I keep saying months. They are not months, they are cycles. And that'll be absolutely fine. We need to build up our worker count, no doubt about that, because we've got a lot of buildings that we need to build. We need to focus hard on getting our cultural buildings online at this point. So the Knights Templar have reached a new level of power, good for them, and we can see that our creativity is reasonably high. But we've got a lot more work that we need to do over here. That's for sure. No doubt about that one. So that's all relatively fine for now. But we have so much worker shortage at this moment. So our medieval city center up over here is going to be ready to be upgraded fairly soon. Yeah, fairly soon. So that seems relatively fine. But our worker count is rough. We need so many cultural buildings, and we just don't have people to work them. So as far as I know, there's no real way to increase our migration. It just kind of is what it is. There might be a way to do that. But I don't know. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. These guys reached a new level of power, offering us a new cultural building. Cool, we can't build it. We don't have the workers. Excellent. So I'm definitely interested in getting this guy repaired. We still need a fair amount of clay for that, and we're going to need more tiles as well. We'll see how many more we need by the time that is done. But repairing that is a relatively low priority thing, right? It doesn't cost us... It doesn't cost us workers, which is why we're interested in doing it and getting those resources back. But we desperately, desperately need additional workers to get some of these cultural buildings going. Specifically, I'd like to build a guild, I'd like to build a portus, I'd like to build, well, one of each at least. This is a glazed pottery workshop. Okay, so we might be able to get that done. Maybe. Let's grab the blueprint for that. Blueprints aren't a problem. Nothing is a problem at this point except for our workers. That's the only actual issue. So if we wanted to get that built, that would be the glazed pottery workshop, this guy here. 100 workers. Okay. The resources aren't a big deal. We can definitely do that. And we're going to have enough workers, I think, in order to do this. So this should be reasonably fine, unless we get really bad luck on our migration. We'll see. So this is going to be a fair amount of satisfactions here. Specifically, it's going to be 400 health, which is a good chunk. And we can put in other categories as well. We're probably going to be targeting belonging, esteem, and creativity. I'm not that concerned about creativity, actually, because we've got lots of blueprints. So for the moment, we're probably going to target belonging and esteem for that. So we're at 91, 92 workers now, and we just need another 8. Ah, we can now upgrade our improved medieval city center. Let's do that right now. So we'll get that going immediately. And we're at 95 workers. 96. Just need 4 more. 97. 98. 99, and there we go, 101. So we can put in a glazed pottery workshop. I'm thinking up over here. This seems like a pretty okay spot to put it, actually. So let's do that. Production building reserve plus 10%. Okay, that's not bad. And we decided we were going to do belonging and esteem here. These are relatively small amounts. Adapt all... Yeah. Done. So that looks good. So that'll boost up some of that. And then as far as ramparts go, we could build out over here. So this would be how much... this is decreasing the need for health and safety from the inhabitants. So that would be 48 workers to build that. Okay. Noted. And I think we get those back after it's done being built. Down over here, if we were to enlarge this guy, we can see the crazy number of workers that ends up taking. So that's obviously not viable all in one go. And that's understood. So there's the medieval city center upgraded. We now have access to the public square, and we also have precious stones, which is produced by the small mine building. Not here, though, it isn't. As a hypothetical, I'm not actually going to build any of these, I don't think. But as a hypothetical, well, we can't even do this because we don't have the workers, so we can't see where it might produce. But yeah, this is not giving us any map here, so that's definitely noted. Okay, we're going to be able to get this replenished very, very shortly. 391, we just need 10 additional tiles. Oh, okay. So that's not bad. We can just wait 10 cycles here. So that seems okay. We need to get a lot of cultural buildings built, though. That's for sure. So this is going to be done in 4 cycles here. And we can see we're at 386 now. We're just waiting for this last influx of tiles here. We don't need to buy anything. So that looks good. 1 and 0. Okay. So that is boosting up our health. That's something, anyway. And now we can repair this. Perfect. So that looks good. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're probably going to build some fortifications out over here. I think that's what we need to do at this point, to drop down our safety requirements. But we also are going to need workers to build more cultural buildings. That's all going to be very necessary. These generate attraction, but we don't have a problem with attraction right now. We just need to get these guys up, right? We are having a hard time with that. No doubt about it. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.